guys, this is Huang and this is the channel about how to immigrate to Canada. And today we're going to talk about the International Experience Canada program, or simply IEC. Today's video is going to be quite long, but stay tuned and watch until the end as you will get a full information about it. This program is now open to young adults who wish to live and work in Canada on a temporary basis. Young adults may now apply to live in Canada for up to 2 years. Canada opened its various IEC pools for the 2020 season on December 9th. The IEC program allows people to get a taste of Canada and may be the first step towards permanent residence. The IEC selects candidates under 3 categories: working holiday, young professionals, and international co-op, or simply internships. Young adults ages 18 to 30 from one of 36 eligible countries may now create a profile and, if eligible, to be entered into their country's pool of candidates for their selected categories or category. So as I mentioned, there are 3 categories and we will go one by one. And the first one is a working holiday. Canada will issue an open work permit to those who successfully apply through the working holiday category. This flexible work permit is for those who do not have a job offer, want to work for more than one employer, want to work in more than one location, want to earn extra money to travel. An open work permit allows people to work at most jobs in Canada. However, those working in the health sector or with vulnerable people may have to get a medical exam by an approved physician. The second is the young professionals category, is for those who have a job offer that contributes to their professional development, plan to work for the same employer in the same location for their entire stay in Canada. The job offer must be paid and applicants cannot be self-employed. Successful applicants receive an employer-specific work permit, meaning they can only work for the employer for the time and at the location specified on their permit. The employer must meet all labor laws in the province or territory, including minimum wage requirements. The job offer must also be classified as a National Occupation Classification Code skill type level 0, A or B in order to be considered as contributing to professional development. In certain cases, a NOC job may be eligible if applicants include a post-secondary diploma, certificate, or degree with their work permit application. These documents must be submitted in either English or French. International co-op. Students seeking work experience in Canada may apply through the international co-op category if they are registered at a post-secondary institution, have a job offer or work placement internship in Canada, need the work placement in order to complete their studies, will work for the same employer in the same location during their stay. Canada offers an employer-specific work permit through this category, so successful candidates must stay with the same employer for the amount of time specified on the work permit. The internship must be directly linked to the applicant's field of study. Wages must follow the labor laws in the province or territory where the internship will take place. Labor codes will determine if the internship needs to be paid or not. Employment and labor law standards apply to all foreign nationals in Canada. It is the responsibility of the IEC candidates and their employers to inquire about labor standards in their particular province or territory. After you submit your profile in the pool, the next question is how the pool works. Normally, your profile will stay in the pool until you receive an invitation to apply for a work permit. They remove all of the profiles from the pools at the end of the season, or you're no longer eligible for IEC. They'll regularly issue invitation to candidates in the IEC pools during the IEC season. Check the schedule to find it out when the rounds of invitation for each country and category will start and end, the number of candidates in the pools, and your chances of getting an invitation this season. You can submit an IEC profile at any time during the IEC season as long as you submit your profile before the date of the last round of invitation for your country. You may receive an invitation to apply for a work permit. You can only have one IEC profile at any time. However, you can be eligible for more than one IEC pool. When you complete your profile, they'll tell you which pools are available to you. You can submit your profile to any of these available pools. For example, you might be eligible to submit your profile to the Working Holiday and Young Professionals pool. Invitations to apply are issued in the following order: International Co-op, Young Professionals, and Working Holidays. If your profile is in an International Co-op pool and Working Holiday pool, you'll receive an invitation to apply for an International Co-op category. You'll only receive an invitation to apply for a Working Holiday work permit if there are no spots left in the International category. Get your supporting documents ready. You won't automatically get a work permit if you receive an invitation to apply. To get a work permit, you'll have to show proof of the information you give them in your IC profile, provide additional information on your education, work history, and background, and provide other potential supporting documents when requested. If you're in an IC pool, you should start getting any supporting documents you may need for your work permit application. Some documents may take several months to get. You could get an invitation to apply at any time, and you'll have limited time to submit your work permit application and documents. Eligibility to participate. Your country or territory of citizenship must have an agreement with Canada that allows you to apply for an IC work permit, or you may be able to use a recognized organization. You must also meet the eligibility requirements for your country or territory of citizenship and the pool you're applying for. Some countries only allow you to participate once, others allow you to participate twice, but in different pools. Because each country is different, it's important that you check to see if you are eligible to apply. Even if you're issued an invitation to apply, you can participate more times than your country allows. Make sure you read and understand all the requirements before you submit an application. The biggest disadvantage of the program is that your dependents are not eligible to accompany you to Canada under the IC program. However, they may apply to visit, study, or work in Canada. Your application will be examined separately from theirs. I would like to show you the roadmap with details on how and what you're going to do in order to move to Canada under IC. The first step is become a candidate. If you want to travel and work temporarily in Canada as part of the International Experience Canada, your first step is to become a candidate in one or more IC pools. How to become a candidate, you might ask. This is a process where you find out if you're eligible by answering some questions, and if so, create a free online IC profile. The answers you give them will be used to determine if you're eligible for a pool in one or more IC categories. There is one pool of eligible candidates per country and per category. You can submit your profile to one or more of these pools. Candidates in the pools need to receive an invitation to apply for a work permit. So there are several steps, and we will go one by one. So the step number one is to answer a few questions. Use their questionnaire to see if you meet the criteria to get into the IC pools. It will take you about 10 minutes. It will ask you about your country of citizenship, country of permanent residence, country of residence, student status, job offer, if this applies to you. I will attach the link to check your eligibility in the description under this video. So please follow the link and get detailed information about it. The step number two is complete your online IC profile. If you get a positive result, you can complete and submit your IC profile online. If you signed into your account to check your eligibility, click continue. You won't get a personal reference code. You don't need one. They will use your answers from the questionnaire to start your profile. To complete your profile, you'll need your passport. You'll also need to tell them about your identity and contact information. Step number three is submit your profile. When you complete your profile, they will tell you which pools are available to you. You can submit your profile to any of these available pools. Before you submit your profile, make sure you understand which category is right for you. Important: submitting an IC profile does not mean you have applied for a work permit. You need an invitation to apply to start a work permit application. If you are invited to apply, you'll use your account to submit your work permit application, pay your fees, check the status of your application. This is the only way to apply for an IC work permit. Then, if you're invited to apply, you'll get a message in your account. The message will list your category and your next step. You'll have 10 days to decide if you'll accept the invitation. The deadline will be in your invitation. From the day you accept the invitation, you'll have 20 days to apply online for a work permit. If you do not respond by the deadline shown in the invitation will expire. If it expires, you'll have to submit a new IC profile and be accepted to the pool again before you can be considered for future invitations. Once you accept your invitation, you need to apply for a work permit. You'll have to show proof of the information you gave them in your IC profile. You'll also have to provide more information about your background and the type of work intended to do in Canada. If you decline an invitation, you'll stay in the IC pool of candidates as long as you are still eligible to be considered in future rounds of invitation. If you choose to decline an invitation, it will not have a negative effect on future invitations. If you do not respond to an invitation, the invitation will expire by the deadline shown in the invitation. If it expires, you'll have to submit a new IC profile and be accepted into the pool again before you can consider for the future invitation. If you're in more than one pool, you'll receive an invitation to apply for one category. You cannot be selected from another pool until you decline the invitation to apply or you submitted your work permit application and they refused your application. If you decline the invitation or they refuse your work permit application, your profile will become again active and you may receive another invitation to apply. If you accepted into an IEC pool, you should consider getting your supporting documents ready as some of them may take some time to prepare. For example, police certificates. They'll regularly issue invitations to apply to candidates in the pool. If you accept an invitation to apply, you'll only have 20 days to complete and submit your application for work permit and submit all supporting documents. If these documents are ready in advance, it will be easier to apply within the 20 days. You can stay in an IC pool until they remove all profiles from the pools at the end of the season or you're no longer eligible for the IC. Some categories will run out of spots before the season closes. If that happens, they will stop accepting profiles for that pool. If your profile is in a pool for another category, you may still get an invitation to apply for that category. If you want to submit a profile to a different pool, withdraw your current profile and submit a new one. When they close the pools, you'll be notified through your account that the pools have closed. At the end of each season, the pools will be closed for at least 2 weeks while they prepare for the next season. If you are still interested in coming to Canada to travel and work as part of IEC, you'll need to complete and submit a new profile when the next season opens. Once you start, you'll have 60 days to complete the profile. If you still meet the minimum entry criteria, you'll get a new IEC profile number. If you do not submit a new profile within the 60 days, you'll have to start over. Make sure you know the date of your deadline. Once you accept your invitation to apply, you will have 20 days to submit your work permit. You'll receive a message in your account with the date of your deadline. You must submit your application before the midnight on the date listed in your message. So make sure that you have prepared all the documents, complete the online form, get all the documents you need: CV, resumes, passport, digital photos, family information, electronic travel authorization, or visitor visa application. Pay your fees and submit your complete applications. If you already given biometrics, they may still be valid. You can check if your biometrics are still valid and when they expire by using the check status tool. They will check your application to make sure you have all the necessary documents. If it's incomplete, they will return your application without processing it. They may also ask you to go and interview with their officials in your country or to send more information. If you do not need to give biometrics, they can begin reviewing your applications once you submit your work permit application. The processing time usually takes about, on average, between 4 weeks and 56 days. Processing time is the average for how long it takes from when an application is received when they make a decision. If you submitted proof of an appointment for your medical examination or a receipt for your police certificate request, you must provide copies of these documents when they ask for them. They also check that you qualify for a work permit, you've provided all the required documents, and the employer is allowed to hire you. It can take up to 8 weeks for your work permit application to be reviewed. Wait until your application is approved before buy a plane ticket for any travel to Canada, buy health insurance, make commitments to your prospective employer in Canada, commit to any accommodation in Canada, cancel your accommodation, or leave your job or studies in your home country. If your application is approved, you'll receive a port of entry letter in your account. The letter does not guarantee entry into Canada or guarantee a work permit. To get the IC work permit, you must bring your POE letter with you to Canada and show it at the border service officer at the port of entry. Show your letter at the Canadian port of entry on or before the expiry date. The expiry date will be clearly marked on your letter. Note that the expiry date of the POE letter cannot be changed or extended under any circumstance. You cannot transfer your letter to any other person or name if the expiry date on your POE letter has passed and you haven't come to Canada. This will count as an IC participation. If you're eligible for another participation, you must create a new profile. If your application is refused, you'll receive a letter of explanation in your account. So this is simple as that, and then you might ask me, is there any chances staying in Canada after the IC? It is possible to turn on the IC into a path towards permanent residence. The Canadian Experience Class is an immigration program for people who have at least 1 year of Canadian work experience. IC participants may also be eligible for the Federal Skilled Worker Class or Federal Skilled Trades Class. All three of these immigration programs are managed through Canada's Express Entry system. Express Entry system, just to remind you, is a system where applicant profiles are ranked on human capital factors such as age, education, language ability, and work experience. Candidates are issued a score based on the comprehensive ranking system and entered into the Express Entry pool. The highest scoring candidates are selected to apply for permanent residence through regular Express Entry draws. The experience gained through an ISC can help boost an Express Entry candidate's chance of being selected for an invitation to apply for permanent residence. Canadian work experience is highly rewarded under their CRS. So guys, as you can see, this is another chance to immigrate to Canada under the International Experience Canada, and whoever is eligible, please go to the official Canadian website. You will get all the detailed information. Please read once again, watch this video, all the details and information I've mentioned in the video, and I believe this is the full information I could possibly give it to you. Alright, so just once again to remind you that our team can help you to immigrate to Canada under the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program and the Rural Northern Immigration Pilot Programs. All the information will be inserted in the description down below under this video, so you can go and follow the link and proceed to choosing the package, because it is very helpful for people that are busy, that do not have time to do any of these jobs that we are going to do that, and we are going to work until we get a positive result for you. So guys, stay tuned, subscribe to our channels, like this video, share with your friends and family, and this is it. There was Swang, there was a channel about how to immigrate to Canada, and I'll see you in the next video.